Massa is continually placing.
They touch wheels!
Incredible! He's got away with it. He takes the lead. Alonso in the lead.
Fernando Alonso bangs wheels with Felipe Massa. He indicates to the cameraman he's not happy about it. They banged wheels. What a great communicator Alonso is.
How was that first corner? Why were so many cars going off there?
It was too much water, some rivers crossing in the braking point. So it doesn't matter the speed you arrive, it doesn't matter how hard you brake. You know, it was just too much aquaplaning and nothing you could do.
Rookie World Championship leader Lewis Hamilton suffered a wheel failure in qualifying and hit the tyre barrier at almost full speed.
Are you okay?
Lewis
Of course, all eyes on this man here, Lewis Hamilton, 10th place on the grid, his lowest grid slot of the year after that massive accident yesterday during qualifying. What can he do? How many places can he make up during the course of this Grand Prix? Managed to get a little bit of data about Hamilton's accident before I came up here. 20G apparently was the impact. He hit the fence at 120 kilometers an hour, and speaking to his doctor, Aki Hintsa, he said it wasn't actually as bad as it looked. He was winded, which is why he took some time to get out of the car, but he's on great form, and well, we've seen him come through the field in GP2. Never had the chance to do it in Formula 1, and those are the cars in front of him. Ralf Schumacher, Jarno Trulli, Heikki Kovalainen, Mark Webber, Robert Kubica and Nick Heidfeld. Fourth is his minimum target today. When the five lights go out, we're racing. Raikkonen on the right, Alonso on the left. The European Grand Prix is go. Great getaway for Raikkonen. Alonso comes across to cover Massa. They're side by side. Kubica's already passed Heidfeld, his teammate, and it looks like Massa's looking strong as well. He's having a go around the outside of Raikkonen into turn one. Raikkonen goes very deep. That allows Alonso through past Massa. So now Massa comes back at him again. He's in second place. Alonso third, and the two BMWs collide with each other. Hamilton went round the outside there, but Heidfeld spun Kubica, and is Hamilton involved in that as well? Seems to be struggling to get grip in his car. It's probably the wet track, I think, that's probably...
It's wet there. I think Hamilton's got a left rear puncture. I think he did just tag the BMW. He had a brilliant start, absolutely working out beautifully, up to P4 from P10, and he's got a left rear puncture, I believe. He's got to be careful he doesn't get caught up. There's a Red Bull at the top of the screen going off. It's Coulthard. He's coming back on track through the service road. The track then quite clearly very slippery in places. Massa launched off the line and immediately past Alonso. Hamilton struggling then, he'll turn in and the car will feel horrible down there. What a dismal weekend Lewis Hamilton is having. This has really put him on his back foot, and more contact.
It was Rosberg and Barrichello, I believe. They were battling over 11th places. Oh, there's that Jenson Button up there as well. You can see how hard the rain is coming down now. All the field
spinning at the back, two spinning at the back there, up into turn 9, and carnage going on. One of them was the Williams of Rosberg. Will they decide to pit this lap? These grooved tyres do not work well in these conditions at all.
Raikkonen has missed the chicane. He's going to dive into the pit lane. Is he? Surely, yes he is. So's Massa. So is Alonso.
Oh, he's gone off. Raikkonen's gone off.
Straight on. He's missed it. He's missed the pit lane. That could cost him victory here this afternoon. Without a doubt, he's got to do another lap in these atrocious conditions on dry tyres and on such tiny moments to race his turn. Some people are going through and braving it for another lap. Lots of people into the pits. Massa, Alonso, Webber, Button, Kovalainen, Speed, Liuzzi, Ralf Schumacher, Davidson, and surely Lewis Hamilton also pitting as well. Intermediate tyres going onto the Ferrari, and Raikkonen has stayed out. So has Wirtz and Trulli. Alonso is slow away. He's lost the place to Massa. Ted Kravitz.
Lost the place to Massa, but that was in the pits. They came in, McLaren came in, Alonso got out behind Felipe Massa. Lewis Hamilton now also in. Everybody switching onto the intermediates. It's not yet wet enough for the full wet tyres.
Well, it's chaos in the early stage of this race. I wonder if that was Winkelhock. Yes, it is. And he's leading the race. He was the man who started from the pit lane. According to the computer, Markus Winkelhock, well, I said it might turn out to be inspired, starting from the pit lane. And on his debut, the 27-year-old in a spiker is going to come through Izzy and lead a lap. Absolutely extraordinary situation Kimi Raikkonen, meanwhile, is really struggling. It's very, very treacherous out there. Not sure how long this rain shower is going to last. And there is the man who looks certain to win this race this afternoon. Fate has once again intervened in the life of Kimi Raikkonen. But boy, are we going to get a fight back from him. He's now looked a lap down on his teammate Massa. And on Button, oh no, Jenson Button was running in 4th place. He has gone off on intermediate tyres. So clearly not even enough grip from those. Winkelhock leads, or does he? Spiker flies off the racetrack. Adrian Sutil.
That's a McLaren.
Is that Hamilton? It is Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton on lap 3 has gone off, along with the Honda of Button and also the looks like the Spiker of Sutil. Did he hit Sutil, I wonder?
No, they're aquaplaning now. There's so much water, the intermediates. Here comes another one, and this is going to get nasty. They're going to have to put the safety car out. What they're doing now is just aquaplaning off the racetrack. The intermediates will not clear sufficient amounts of water, and that is a Super Aguri that might just live for another day. And the rest of them are all deep in the gravel trap, and there'll be more in there yet unless they slow down. But it's crawling pace you need. Otherwise, you're in a canoe, you're not in a Formula 1 car. Well, Anthony Davison should be able to get reverse and get out of there. Safety car has been deployed. I would not be running out there if I were you, gentlemen. There will be other cars in if you're not careful.
6 cars then stranded down at turn 1. One of them is World Championship leader Lewis Hamilton. The safety car has been deployed by race director Charlie Whiting. Understandably. Oh, that's a big one. That's one of the Toro Rosso spinning around. It's Tonio Liuzzi who makes gentle contact with the tractor. And these are very dangerous moments for the marshals down there.
Crazy to let anything and anybody out there until they've neutralised the race, because everything is going to arrive backwards. You do not want to be going underneath one of those digger trucks. So that is the water then, and still then Winkelhock pits too.
Yeah, Winkelhock comes into the pits for some full wet tyres. Button, there is Lewis Hamilton, who simply doesn't want to leave his car. He can't believe that he's out of this race. Looks like he may have kept the engine in, has he? Surely not. Yes, he has. Look at that.
Well, he's
incredible.
He's allowed to be moved from a dangerous position. He's kept the engine running. We know those McLarens will tick over for apparently ever.
Starting, are they on the intermediates? Winkelhock is on the full wet. This is the restart then, under racing conditions. And Winkelhock leads them through. Massa second, Alonso third, Webber, Coulthard, Kovalainen sixth, 7th Raikkonen, not particularly close to the back of Kovalainen.
Look at Alonso.
Here comes Alonso though, having a go as they come down towards Winkelhock, who doesn't really want to get involved in this. And Alonso follows. Here comes Coulthard up the inside of his teammate. Coulthard takes the place away. So he's got Winkelhock to get now. Massa rebuffs Alonso, but Alonso tries to go around the outside.
There's plenty of space out there if it all goes wrong, and Coulthard up the inside of Winkelhock, then up into 3rd place. Webber trying to go around the outside of the Spiker driver and gets up the inside of his teammate. He found some purchase out there, didn't he? Found plenty of grip. Massa leads then from Alonso, and Coulthard resumes 3rd.
So Winkelhock going backwards because he's on the full wet tyre on a Spiker, and everyone else, including Raikkonen now, who's expected to win this race.
Alonso who's 2nd, and a 10th faster than Raikkonen, who is now just 3.9 seconds off the lead in 3rd place. You're looking at him now. This is looking handy for Kimi Raikkonen.
Well, all 3 of these men will be rubbing their hands with glee because they've been left behind by the consistency of Lewis Hamilton so far this season. Hamilton 9 times on the podium in 9 races, 2 of them victories, and well, in their own way, Alonso car pit stops at the wrong moment, or technical problems as Alonso had in France, or Massa had at the start of the season in Australia. It's compounded to leave them a double-digit amount of points behind Hamilton. We're riding on board with him now. He's in 16th place.
Some more contact.
That's Ralf Schumacher, I believe.
That'll be the Toyota of Schumacher, and Heidfeld in the BMW into the final turn. Ralf Schumacher beached and out of the Grand Prix.
Shaking his head.
The leaders in the 133s. And Massa's lead now 7.4 seconds over Alonso. And Raikkonen, crucially, has dropped another 2/10 behind Alonso. Raikkonen doesn't have an answer.
He certainly doesn't. On that last lap, Raikkonen was 4/10 slower than Alonso.
It's in probably hydraulics, I'd imagine. The gear shift and the throttle pretty much work off the same system. And Kimi Raikkonen with a long way to go to get to the pit lane. Well, it's so unusual to see Ferrari have reliability issues. They've certainly had a few this year, and Kimi Raikkonen coasting at the moment, the car coming to life every so often.
Yeah, it's possibly an electrical problem, because you saw the camera froze as well. I wonder whether there was a cutout of power to the onboard camera there. But clearly, once again, Kimi Raikkonen a victim of some problems here. He looks like he's going to have to pull off the racetrack in Spain. Massa to Alonso. The gap staying pretty similar. Michael Schumacher there, looking to the heavens just before this race started. A corner was inaugurated in his name, the Michael Schumacher S. Of course, next year, at this time of year, we'll be racing at Hockenheim, the German Grand Prix. We'll be back at Nürburgring the year after, the two circuits alternating as the venue.
But the black clouds are coming in from the direction of the Dunlop hairpin, but no rain looks like it's falling at present. But I'm down here, I'll let you know when it does.
Crucial question, how long will intermediates last on a dry track? And he's opposite us. You can see Christian Horner there is waiting for the rain to come. Now it's raining on the pit straight, and the people on the balconies are all running in. Horner moves into action. A quick decision needed. Is this going to work? Flavio Briatore makes a wry smile. Still a long way to go in this race. 8 laps. Race leader Felipe Massa goes through. So too does second place man Fernando Alonso. Hamilton has not gambled.
But Kovalainen is 87 seconds behind now. So, and in fact, he's now over a lap behind. So even if they have to pit for tyres, he still doesn't have a prayer, from what I can work out. But anyway, let's wait and see. Well, that's the Inters are coming out, and that'll get them to the end of the Grand Prix.
So can Alonso close up in these difficult conditions? The track is very slippery. This is where sometimes you can see a driver really making a difference with that bit of extra feel he might have. Coulthard pits from 5th. Kubica pits from 7th. In comes Coulthard. I believe he's going to take on a new steering wheel as well. Or maybe not. Just new tyres.
I think he's been struggling getting out of the pits. They leave him up on the rear jack to get himself
here's the race leader.
A bit of a run at it, and he's got back safely to the pits. They've had enough grip to do that. And Alonso tucked up behind the Renault of Fisichella. Hamilton goes round again, staying on those slick tyres. I guess that's his gamble this time around. See if he can steal a point or two.
Possibly a reverse gamble also, because he'd have to queue up behind Alonso, who comes in now. It's a straight race. Is Massa going out in front of him? Yes, he is. And it looks like he's going to be behind the Renault. Oh, that's very close with the Honda mechanics there. That really was a bit too close, frankly. And those Honda guys, well, they're pretty brave. He didn't really flinch, but I didn't like the look of that one little bit.
This is for the lead, look. Incredibly, Alonso far 2 odd seconds faster than Massa in these conditions, and Alonso looking like he's in a different formula almost. Such is the extra grip that he's got, and he'll come back up the inside there, but Massa's got good drive out of turn 4. Alonso all over the back of that Ferrari, and away he goes. It's going to be fascinating to see what's going on behind them, because some pitted and some did not in the squabble for the other podium position, as the Renault just simply gets out of the way of Kovalainen, and down the hill they go then, the two leaders.
It seems to be wet in one part of the racetrack and not so wet in others. Alonso then tucked up behind Massa. He's got lots of opportunities. 6 laps to go here. And he's got the chicane, turn 13, he might have a chance. And he's also got turn 1 as well. He doesn't need to rush this. But you can see we're now moving into the zone where it's wet again.
Well, Massa was a lot more confident through that fast Senna chicane, that Michael Schumacher chicane rather, and now it seems Alonso's stronger in this part of the track.
Here he comes then. Can he get closer? This is for the lead of the European Grand Prix. Alonso needs this to mount a challenge for Hamilton in the World Championship. Hamilton's still in 8th place, on for 1 point. Not this time for Alonso, but if he can get good drive through the final corner and he's up alongside, he might be able to take Massa into turn 1. The crowd are loving this one. Alonso is risking everything. He really wants this. He wants the victory. Here we go. Tucked up he is. Massa looks in his mirrors. Where is he? Is he on my left? Is he on my right? Alonso goes for it.
But the Ferrari seems better in the medium and high speed corners in the traction zones. So that's why they're ebbing and flowing through the track. But Alonso overall has the the much faster car. It's just that Massa is continually placing.
They touch wheels.
Incredible. He's got away with it. He takes the lead. Alonso in the lead.
He's through. Fernando Alonso bangs wheels with Felipe Massa. That is absolutely the kind of uncompromising stuff you expect from the two-time world champion. And after dominating this race, Felipe Massa drops into second place. He can't believe it. Alonso leads. Massa's second. Looking at it about 45 minutes ago, you'd have said it was pretty unlikely. Massa was driving away from him by 8 seconds a lap. But no, it's the third win of the season for Fernando Alonso. And from a championship point of view, an absolutely critical one. Fernando Alonso wins the European Grand Prix. What an extraordinary race. What an extraordinary drive. Massa comes through in second place, and Webber, I believe, is going to come through in third. And there you can see the Renaults behind them, and it looks as though Kovalainen has held on in front of Hamilton. So after all that effort, Lewis Hamilton will get nothing, I think. He indicates to the cameraman he's not happy about it. They banged wheels. What a great communicator Alonso is.
Porto tutto con riflettori. Sai, vince fa così. No, coglione. No, quello. Tu vinci, dici una cosa così. Vince, dici una cosa così. Vince, dici una cosa così. Nico, quello non si può fare. Prova a imparare, prova. Provate a imparare, dai. Prova a imparare. Come ha fatto apposta la prima gara a Barcellona, ha fatto apposta lì,